In 2014, the biggest stage in football belonged to him. Brazil needed him. The world was watching. And then, in a single moment, everything changed. A knee to the back, a stretcher, a nation's dream shattered. The image of Neymar being carried off the pitch became more than just the story of one World Cup. It became the story of his career. A career filled with breathtaking brilliance, heartbreaking injuries, impossible expectations, and one question that football fans still ask today. What happened to Neymar? Before the record-breaking transfers, before Paris, before the heartbreak. There was a fearless teenager wearing the famous black and white shirt of Santos, the same club where Pelé became a legend. But Neymar wasn't trying to become the next Pelé. He wanted to become the first Neymar. With dazzling dribbling, fearless confidence, and unbelievable flair, he quickly became Brazil's brightest young star. By the age of 21, Neymar had won the Copa Libertadores, the Copa do Brasil, 6 Campeonato Paulista titles, the Recopa Sudamericana, and the FIFA Puskás Award. He had also scored more than 130 goals for Santos, convincing Europe that football's next superstar had arrived. Only one question remained. Where would he go next? In 2013, Barcelona finally won the race for Neymar's signature. What followed was pure football magic. Alongside Lionel Messi and Luis Suarez, Neymar formed the legendary MSN attack, one of the greatest front threes football has ever seen. In their first full season together, they scored 122 goals across all competitions, leading Barcelona to a historic treble of La Liga, the Copa del Rey, and the UEFA Champions League. Neymar even scored in the Champions League final against Juventus, helping Barcelona lift Europe's biggest trophy. Then came one of the greatest nights in football history. Barcelona had lost the first leg 4-0 to Paris Saint-Germain. No team had ever overturned such a deficit in the Champions League. But at Camp Nou, Neymar produced one of the greatest individual performances of his career, inspiring Barcelona's unforgettable 6-1 comeback. That night, many believed they were watching the future Ballon d'Or winner. But Neymar wanted more than greatness. He wanted to prove he could become the world's #1 without standing in Messi's shadow. In 2017, Neymar shocked football. Paris Saint-Germain activated his €222 million release clause, making him the most expensive player in football history, a record that still stands today. The mission was clear: lead PSG to their first UEFA Champions League title, win the Ballon d'Or, and become the face of world football. Instead, his greatest opponent wasn't another defender. It was injury. Across 6 seasons in Paris, recurring ankle and foot injuries caused Neymar to miss well over 100 matches. Every season seemed to follow the same painful pattern. He would produce moments of absolute brilliance. Then, just as PSG entered the most important stage of the Champions League, another injury would strike. There was one exception. In 2020, Neymar inspired PSG to their first ever Champions League final, but Bayern Munich won 1-0. Once again, football's biggest prize slipped through his fingers. For a player blessed with extraordinary talent, the greatest obstacle wasn't ability, it was availability. For Brazil, the pressure was even greater. The 2014 World Cup on home soil was supposed to be Neymar's crowning moment. He had been one of the tournament's standout players before a knee to the back from Colombia's Juan Camilo Zúñiga ended his World Cup. Without Neymar, Brazil suffered one of the darkest nights in their football history, a humiliating 7-1 defeat to Germany. 4 years later, Brazil were eliminated by Belgium in the quarterfinals. Then came Qatar 2022. Despite recovering from an early ankle injury, Neymar once again carried the hopes of an entire nation. Against Croatia, he scored a stunning extra-time goal that looked certain to send Brazil into the semifinals. But Croatia equalized. The match went to penalties. Brazil were out. The cameras found Neymar in tears. It became one of the defining images of the tournament. Yet even through all the heartbreak, Neymar achieved something extraordinary. In 2023, he surpassed Pelé's officially recognized tally to become Brazil's all-time leading men's international goal scorer. In 2023, Neymar began a new journey with Al Hilal in Saudi Arabia. Many believed it would be the start of a new chapter. Instead, disaster struck almost immediately. While playing for Brazil in October 2023, Neymar suffered a complete ACL tear and meniscus injury, one of the most devastating injuries a footballer can experience. The injury kept him out for more than a year and brought his Al Hilal career to a heartbreaking halt. In January 2025, Neymar and Al Hilal mutually agreed to end his contract. Soon after, he returned home, back to Santos, back to the club where the dream had first begun. So what happened to Neymar? The talent never disappeared, the magic never faded, but injuries, relentless pressure, and career-defining decisions changed the course of one of football's most extraordinary careers. He never won the Ballon d'Or, he never lifted the FIFA World Cup, and he never conquered Europe as the undisputed leader of his own team. Yet his legacy remains undeniable. Brazil's all-time leading men's goal scorer, a UEFA Champions League winner, an Olympic gold medalist, one of the most gifted dribblers football has ever seen. Some legends are remembered for everything they achieved. Others are remembered for what might have been. Neymar will always be remembered for both. What do you think? Did Neymar fulfill his incredible potential? Or will he always be remembered as football's greatest what if? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this documentary, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications for more incredible football stories. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.